Imagine a world where every decision is made solely to maximize happiness and minimize suffering. Utilitarianism, a theory born in the late 18th century, challenges us to weigh the consequences of our actions and choose the path that brings the greatest good to the greatest number. Founded by Jeremy Bentham, this ethical philosophy tells us that pleasure and pain are the measures by which we gauge morality. It invites us to look at our lives through the lens of outcomes and to ask, can we truly quantify happiness? Bentham introduced the concept of a philosophic calculus, a method by which one can calculate the value of actions based on the pleasures and pains they produce. This revolutionary idea suggested that every human experience could be broken down into measurable units, where defense of some choices relied on the net benefit they offered. Simple. Bold. John Stuart Mill, a student and advocate of Bentham's ideas, later expanded this view. Mill argued that not all pleasures are created equal. He made a case for higher and lower pleasures, insisting that intellectual and moral joys outweighed mere physical gratifications. His work sparked discussions that persist in classrooms and debates today, urging us to consider the depths of fulfillment that define our moral lives. In our daily experiences, utilitarian principles often surface in practical, sometimes surprising ways. For example, lawmakers use utilitarian reasoning when setting public policy. Consider speed limits on highways, designed to reduce accidents, protect lives, and maintain social trust. These policies emerge from a careful assessment of benefits versus harms, and while the conversation might seem distant from our everyday decisions, it shapes the world we live in. A decision here has a ripple effect there. It is a reminder that our choices have consequences that extend far beyond ourselves. Yet utilitarianism is not without its critics. Some argue that in its relentless pursuit of overall happiness, the theory can inadvertently justify actions that trample on individual rights. In extreme cases, a decision that might lead to the greater good could sacrifice the well-being of an individual or marginalized group. Imagine compromising a single life for the sake of many. The moral balance begins to blur, and ethical dilemmas mount. These criticisms have sparked a rich academic debate that challenges us to refine our understanding of justice and fairness. Critics also point to the practical difficulties in measuring happiness. How does one compare the joy of a quiet afternoon with family to that of a breakthrough scientific achievement? The subjective nature of pleasure complicates any attempt to create a universal metric. Yes, challenges persist. Yes, the task is monumental. But these debates form an essential part of our continuous search for a balanced ethical standpoint. Despite these challenges, utilitarianism has firmly anchored itself in discussions of public policy, economics, and even personal decision-making. It reminds us to consider the broader implications of our actions. Decisions made in boardrooms, classrooms, and governmental halls often echo the utilitarian ideal, that our choices should serve the common good, bringing more joy than sorrow into the lives of others. This principle guides us not just in theory, but in real-world practice, embracing both reason and compassion. Today, as we explore these ideas, we witness the enduring relevance of utilitarian thought. From calculating everyday choices to formulating complex laws, its influence is evident. The theory begins with a simple promise, to maximize happiness and minimize suffering. And though the path is fraught with intricate debates and ethical quandaries, the core message remains steadfast. Ethics demand that we consider more than mere intentions. They require that we engage with the concrete consequences of our actions. In conclusion, utilitarianism challenges us to live thoughtfully, weighing every choice by its capacity to bring about a more fulfilled society. It is a call to look beyond personal gain and to embrace a vision where collective well-being stands at the forefront. Explore how utilitarianism shapes our moral landscape and influences the choices we make every day.